Good morning. It's 7:30 on a Tuesday, the day after 4th of July. I hope you had a good one. I hope you had a fun time on your 4th. I hope you're not like me, struggling to get back into the swing of the week. I don't mind taking Mondays off, but if you're anything like me, it takes a second to get back into the week. I wake up on Tuesday morning thinking it's Monday. I'm running around going crazy. Anyways, this is done believing. We are moving away from simply believing the truth straight towards knowing the truth, all for the purpose of overcoming our delusions. That is the spiritual battle. It's in our mind. It's not on the streets. It's not anywhere else but in your own mind. That being said, you can get involved. It is a live show Monday through Friday. 7:30 a.m. You can leave a chat. If you're on Facebook, I can't see if you've popped in, so give me a good morning, and I will give you also a good morning greeting. I won't give you a good morning. I can't do that, but I'll say good morning to you. Hey, listen, you can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can check me out on those places. Share those. Give me some support over there, whatever, for the message. Because I believe there's a lot of people waking up to the reality of their own delusions. That being said, how was your 4th of July? I had a pretty good one. Had the family over, had my parents over, cooked hot dogs, hamburgers, hung a flag. I hung a flag on the outside of my house. This is the first time I've had an American flag hanging on the outside of my house. I feel like a real American now. I don't know why it took me so long to have an American flag hanging on the outside of my house. It's just never something I ever even thought about. But this year, I was at the store and I saw one, and my wife was like, "We need a flag." And I'm like, "That one's only $10. Sold. I'll take it." And I hung that up. It was awesome. And I'm just sitting out there in my little hammock doing my prayer and just seeing the flag hanging off the side of my house. Never been prouder. Never been prouder. In the evening, after the day was done and all the celebrations, all of my celebrating was over, I was outside, as is my usual fashion, saying my little prayer, and all of my neighbors, and I mean like every single neighbor, was going ballistic with fireworks. And it's crazy because I live in the city limits. It's against the law. You can't be having fireworks like that. But they didn't care. They were going nuts. And it was like 9:30. And I go to bed early. So these people were still partying. And as I was sitting there just contemplating my day, reflecting, thinking about stuff, observing my thoughts, I noticed, you know what? I'm like one of the only white people on my street. And I'm going someplace with this. Everybody else on my street, with the exception of like one, they're all Latin Americans. Some type of Mexican. They could be a Honduran Mexican, an El Salvadorian Mexican, a Nicaraguan Mexican. But as a red-blooded American, we know anything south of the Rio Grande is a Mexican, all the way down to the South Pole. That's just how we are. It's not a rude thing. But anyways, I'm sitting on my hammock and I'm listening to all the fireworks go off. And I was like, this is kind of amazing. And hang on one second because Carrie's leaving for work. Bye, darling.
I love you.
Have a great one. Go to work. Your keys are there. Make that money and get out of here. Do it. All right, she's walking back and forth. You're distracting me.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Goodbye, darling. There she goes. Have a great one. Anyways, I'm sitting, and she's going to close the door. And close the door. Close the door to the studio, Carrie. Anyways, I was sitting in my hammock. So unprofessional, I swear. And I'm listening to all these fireworks go off, and I'm like, these are mostly all Latin American immigrants. And I have never really been prouder of my country because it's like, you know what? If you look at the history, not the history we're being told, but the actual history of this nation. It was built by white people who mostly came from Europe, most of them from Britain and England. And they came over here and they wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to be independent. And I'm making a very long story short. So they came over here, they fought, they shed their blood, they founded this nation. It's been the greatest nation on this side of the resurrection, greater than anything we've ever seen before in the history of the world. America, the United States of America, never been prouder. So these white guys and gals, they got together, they made this country, and did they keep it to themselves? No, they didn't. They opened the borders up within reason for all you people who want to just come flooding across the southern border. They opened it up and they said, hey, other people can come here and have these opportunities as well. And when they noticed that they were being hypocritical to their own constitution, they fought a war over it. It's called the Civil War. It came to blows. And the United States won the Civil War, the fight for the freedom of the African Americans, so-called African American, the blacks. And they did that, and they overcame that. And then things continued. And when they noticed that things needed to change, they changed it. So this has been a great country. And here I am, a white guy, for the first year, put a flag on the outside of my house, feeling it this year. And all of these Latin Americans shooting off fireworks, celebrating this holiday, embracing this country as their own. I love it. And then my wife went to go get a pedicure yesterday on July 4th. She drove around and drove around and drove around. All the pedicure places closed. And you know what's interesting about that is they're not run by white Americans. The pedicure places, the nail salons, they're run by Vietnamese or whatever other Asian type person. And so these Asians are like, hey, we're in America. We're going to be closed on Independence Day. So despite what you're being told, and this is the point I'm getting at, despite what we're being told in the media, being told everywhere about how horrible and racist and divided our country is, I'm just not seeing it in my neck of the woods. Check this out. Let me see if I got, oh yeah, Florida. Florida City apologizes for saying a lot of people probably don't want to celebrate our nation. What was the news source on that? Fox News or something like that? No, NBC News. You can read that story. I believe it was Orlando was going to have this yearly celebration. And some dumb city officials were sending emails to each other, an email newsletter. And in the newsletter, they were like, oh, people probably don't want to celebrate 4th of July because this country's so divided. They're all pissed off because Florida and the governor over there is trying to bring some morals back to the people. And they're all pissed off, accusing America of being divided, accusing American citizens of not wanting to celebrate. They don't know anything. They're so detached from the general population of people. They have no idea. They got no idea, but they're going to tell you, nobody wants to celebrate America. It's a dump. Look at this place. It's divided. They're taking away our liberties. That's all crap. It's propaganda. And here's how you learn the truth about your country. Just go sit outside and look at what your neighbors are doing. And all my neighbors, my neighbors are not white. They're not white. And they're out there doing a better job celebrating July 4th than I was. And, you know, they buy those fireworks. They got to buy them from a fireworks stand, which are primarily run by white dudes, white people. So the immigrants giving money to the whites. The whites are happy. The immigrants are happy. Everybody's happy. The country's not as bad as they say it is. Seth Radliff got a comment. Good morning, sir. He says, Texas is the melting pot of the U.S. Yeah, thank you. I did see a meme. I wish I had it on here. I did see a meme that said Texas celebrated its independence along with its 49 bitches. Not my words, the words of the meme. So there's something I've also seen another meme that was like 200 some odd years ago, Texas allowed the U.S. to join to the other states to join its independence or something crazy like that. It's all about Texas. Love it. And you should have pride for your state, whatever state you live in. If you live in California, I don't really know if you should. I don't know. Californian pride. California used to be something. I like it out there. It's just, it keeps getting mucked up. They're mucking it up. But anyways, back to the point. They're telling you, oh, this place is so racist. The whites are just oppressing everybody. There was other news stories over the weekend of all these crazy people out of control protesting, the shooting of another thug, some other criminal who shot at the cops got shot. And we'll talk about that later on. No, I want to finish this. Let me finish this. Then I'll get to the question of the week. Really neat question we'll talk about briefly. But you're being told this, that, and the other. And here's a little, America's racist. Everybody loves the Democrats, and the Democrats are the progressives. Well, let me show you a little something. Here's a clip I've got for you. It's from a Somali. Let me get over here. It's from a Somali music festival that happened. Where did that happen? Let me scroll down here. A viral video shows Representative Ilhan Omar, a Democrat from Minnesota. She's arriving to a chorus of jeers and booing at a mostly Somali crowd in her home state over the 4th of July weekend. It's not really talking about what music festival this is, but listen, this is a music festival, a Somali music festival, they call it. And this is from Fox News. But the video is not. The video was shot by independent people. And here you go. Here is the racist, nasty, evil America who loves the Democrats and the woke agenda. Here's what we're being told. And check this out.
Hey. How's everybody doing in Minneapolis?
Yeah, that's right. Even the Somalians don't like her. That's the truth about the 4th of July. The truth is not what this dumb Floridian town said. Oh, nobody wants to celebrate. This is just such a racist dump. Oh, this country's being torn apart because of Roe versus Wade. No, it's not. This country's on the ups. And most people agree. And you want to see the proof again? Here's another angle of a woke, liberal, foolish daughter of Satan being booed by the masses.
Don't do this, please. No, please. Okay.
America, a country founded by white people, and other nations, other peoples from all around the world have come here and assimilated and bought into the idea of freedom, opportunity, and independence. Meanwhile, the Democrats are constantly telling us that we got to be dependent on the government, dependent on them. This place is a dump without them. They're the only ones saving America. No, you just saw it right there. All these squeaky wheels that are constantly in the media, accusing you, accusing me, accusing Christians, accusing all of us. They're being booed. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Fireworks all in my neighborhood. Got a chat. Got a comment. Another comment from Seth Radliff. Them fireworks are mostly coming from China, though. Well, that's globalism I can live with. You know what? That's the kind of globalism we need. We need the Chinese making firecrackers so that we can celebrate independence from a globalist regime. Yeah, that's a mutual trade. Here, I'll give you some money. You make me a little thing that goes boom, and we'll move on with life. Man, I had some other things I want to talk about. Just don't have time. I'll get to those tomorrow, I think. But listen, I want to go over real quick the question of the week. The question of the week. And maybe, what time is it? 7:40? Yeah, we'll keep going. Question of the week. I'm going to talk about that this week. I will give the answer later on. And the reason I'm asking the question, and I've been doing the question thing for a while, it's not because it's a trick question. It's not because I got the answer cocked and ready to go and I'm going to expose you for the moron you are. No. It's because I enjoy thinking and I want other people to feel the same way as I do. I want them to enjoy contemplation and thinking the same as I do. If I was into fishing, then this podcast would probably be about fishing. If I was into, the list goes on. The list goes on. But I'm into thinking about things, sometimes even overthinking, but contemplating and finding out for myself. I don't want some professional Christian to tell me. I don't want some expert to tell me how to interpret the Bible, how to have a relationship with God. I want to do it for myself. It's a control thing. I'm a control freak. I got to know for myself. Can people, here's the question, can people separate God from religion? What do you think? Is it possible for people to separate God from religion? Or is any time that you're thinking about God, people thinking about God, is it connected and enveloped in their religious worldview? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. And I will talk about that. I'll give you my answer on Friday because I want this to kind of stream out over the week rather. I had another story about the churches blaming COVID-19 for people just not showing up to church anymore. I think we'll talk about that tomorrow. Because I want you to see just how weak the masses are. They will continue to follow blind guides, blind leaders. And like I was showing you before, my whole point today, if you don't stop and look at yourself, go be alone with God and pay attention to what's happening right in front of your face, you're going to end up following some other human being. And human beings, they're just not going to do it for you. You're going to latch on to somebody, they're going to become your guru. You guys, have a great one. Have a great day. We'll see you back tomorrow, 7:30 for Done Believing.